Yo, 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 what's going on? What's happening? What's popping? It's your dog Toddy checking in with a live stream on the day after Thanksgiving. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday. Happy early Christmas. Happy early New Year. Happy early Valentine's Day. Happy early St. Patty's Day. What's going on, everybody, man? What's going on? What's happening, man? Good to be in here, man. Good to be in here. Glad that you all are here with me as well. Hope we all had a great Turkey Day. I promise I'm not going to keep y'all long. I know that Georgia Tech game will be on in about 30 minutes, and I know a very large amount of the Falcons fan base will be tuned in to that. Excuse me. Most will be probably room for Georgia. Some will be room for Georgia Tech. I mean, after all, Georgia Tech is actually very close to Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the Atlanta Falcons play. But nonetheless, we will not keep you long here today, man. Hope y'all had a great Turkey Day. I had a good one, man. Like most people, ate too much food, which I'm kind of feeling the brunt of that right now. I'll probably go fix me another plate and watch this football game here as soon as I get off here. But it was all good on my side, you know. Spent time with the family, watched some football yesterday. So hey, man, blessed to be here on another Thanksgiving. So that's really all that we can ask for, right? So we're gonna hop right into the show, man. Real quick, we're gonna go through the comment section real quick, then we're gonna jump right to it. We got Coach in the building. What's happening, Coach? Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Same to your Coach. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Y'all make sure that you are subscribed to Coach here. The Coach's Corner here on YouTube. They come on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. So make sure that you are subscribed to them. Cool ass Dre is in the building. Hope you had a good holiday, brother. Let's go Falcons. I did. Hope you had a great one also, man. And like you say, hey, man, let's go Dirty Birds. Tyreek in the house. What's up, Tyreek? I'm chilling, man. How you doing today, bro? Appreciate you pulling up. Cornelius Bryan. Again, the YouTube done changed the name thing. I don't like it. But anyway, so your title, happy belated Thanksgiving, big dog. Same to you, bro. Thank you very much. And same to you and your family, man. Happy belated Thanksgiving to you and yours. Also, I don't know what's going on, y'all. If we move on from Rye and Pittsburgh don't make at least 2 playoff wins, Tomlin might be in play. I honestly don't see Mike Tomlin leaving Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh has only had 3 head coaches in their entire franchise history. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but of course Mike Tomlin, Bill Cowher, and Chuck Noll. I think that's it. I really think that's it. So although I would love to have Tomlin here, coach, just to be honest, man, I don't really see that happening at all. Lisa's in the building. What's going on with you, Miss Lisa? Hope you had a great Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving to you. It says happy everything day. That's right. We'll go ahead and get it all out the way. Get it all out the way. Coach said, let's hope and pray. Joy the Texas boy in the house says, what's going on, Tyler Falcons? I'm chilling, man. Appreciate you coming in. Joy to Texas. Lisa says, man, our Falcons handle business versus those Jets. Yep. We will be playing the New York Jets. And on Sunday? I don't know why, but today feels like a Saturday to me. I guess because of the holiday. But yeah, we will be playing the New York Jets here on Sunday. John in the building. I just hate this new name system they got. I wish they'd go back to the other way, man. I do not like this. What's up, John? Says I'm going to the game tomorrow versus the Jets. I live in PA, 2-hour drive. Shout out to you, man. Have a good time. Do we play tomorrow or do we play Sunday? I thought we played Sunday. I don't know, John. You might be like me, man. You might be thinking today's Saturday because it does feel like a Saturday. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that we do play enough Sunday. We got Winston in the house. What's going on with your Winston? Says what's going on, Bucket Chat? Smash the like button. Yes, y'all, please hit that like button. Happy and safe holidays to everyone. Same to you, man. Same to you as well. Happy holiday to you and your family. Be safe out there. And y'all make sure to check out Winston and also John Harris on the eye test. They come on every Wednesday at 10 p.m. So make sure to subscribe to them and show them a bunch of love. John says they better not embarrass me. Man, we should beat the Jets. I know we done said that a few times this year, but ain't no way we should lose to the Jets. Okay, y'all say Sunday. Okay, Sunday. Yeah, okay. So y'all let's get to it, man. We won't be here long. I know this is a day after Christmas. Thanksgiving. The day after Thanksgiving, man. My bad. Goodness gracious, man. But let's jump right into the topic, man. I want to know, y'all, can the Atlanta Falcons trust Michael Penix Jr.? And when I say trust, not that because he's like a bad person, gets in a bunch of trouble off the field, and not like a Calvin Ridley situation where he then got suspended for gambling. Nothing like that. I'm talking total durability, reliability. Can we trust Michael Penix? Can the Falcons trust Michael Penix? Is he trustworthy in terms of, look, this guy won't get hurt every year or every other year? Would you feel comfortable giving Michael Penix, a $200 million contract and building a team around him? Can you trust him to be that type of quarterback? That's the question. That's the topic. So I really want to discuss that with y'all and, hear y'all thoughts, and I'll give y'all my thoughts as well. Jonathan Rozier is in the house. What's going on with you, Jonathan? Says, what's good, Ty? I'm chilling, man. No complaints at all on my side. John says no. John said, hell no. You can't trust Penix, man. All right, so we got one answer. John says no, you cannot trust Michael Penix. Let's hear it, y'all. What do y'all think? I'm going to be in the chat a lot on this one, y'all. I want to know what y'all think on this one. Jonathan says, I don't think this coaching staff wanted Penix Jr. Why you say that, Jonathan? Now, you got to explain that one to me, because they drafted him in a very controversial move at 8th overall. So for you to say you don't think the coaching staff wanted Penix, man, I'm very interested to know why you say that, John said he hardly got hit. Coach said no, not at all. So 2 people saying no, you cannot trust Michael Penix. And Cole said not at all. So he added an extra in there. Strapped up in the house. What's up, Strap? Strap says no. We can't, bro. He's not going to make it through a whole season. He reminds me a lot of Joe Burrow. All right, so that's 3 people so far that has said no. You cannot trust him, bro. And from the comments I'm reading, it's kind of like the explanation I just gave. Not that, again, this is not a character assassination on Mike. You know, he seems like a great young cat. But we're just talking about durability, reliability. Can you trust this man to remain healthy? So that's what we're talking about. John says he is fragile. So John like, nah, bro, we no. John, no. I wish I had that sign thing on my soundboard. No. Let's see. Winston says yes. Okay, so we got our first yes. So let's see what Winston says. Yes, Joe Burrow has had 3 season-ending injuries so far and got the bag. John Abraham tore his groin twice in his first 3 seasons and still ended up as one of our best pass rushers of all time. So Winston says yes, you can trust Michael Penix. No, don't let this injury and also the past injuries during his college career deter us or scare us away. Yes, you can trust him, and he cited some players such as Joe Burrow and also John Abraham, for example. So we got our first yes. Dwayne P. What's up, Dwayne? I just hate this new name system, man. I wish they go back to the old way. Since Penix hasn't had an ACL injury since the year 2020. So it sounds like to me that you're saying yes, you can trust Penix. Is that what you're saying? Is that a yes that you can trust Michael Penix? Dwayne says 5 years ago. John says either one of them, Penix or Cousins. I think that means neither one of them. I think that's what you're saying. Neither one of them, Penix or Cousins, or franchise quarterbacks. Cornelius said not really. That one I'm more reluctant. Like, man, I don't really want to say it, but I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, he like, man, I like Penix, but no, not really, bro. Like, not really. I'm gonna say no. Lisa says, based on the sample size we have, I say no. Lisa, you surprised me. I thought you would be one of the yeses, but she says I gotta say no. Unfortunately for us, hey, that's keeping it real. That's definitely keeping it real. John says, good guy, bad guy. We need wins, consistency. John said, I don't care if he's good or bad. We need wins. We need somebody consistent. We need somebody that we can depend on. Okay, I'm loving these responses, man. I'm loving the responses. Strap says, Winston, you tripping on that, bro. ACL injuries are devastating. It's not just about coming back from that injury. His confidence is in question. Zach Robinson and Raheem had to change the game plan for him. Dwayne P says, Joe Burrow tore his ACL his rookie year, came back the next year and took his team to the Super Bowl. So Dwayne P like Winston. They said, look at Joe Burrow. Tore his ACL and he came right back and almost won the Super Bowl. Coach says, any person you name in comparison is not the same as Michael Penix Jr. A knee is nothing like any other part, and anyone who has had knee surgery can tell you that, and each consecutive injury makes it easier to get hurt again. Very well said, Coach. Very well said. Jonathan says, because it almost seemed like this coaching staff set Penix up to fail. Please explain that. Explain it to me. Make me understand it. What you mean there, Jonathan? Man, who is this in this comment section? I know, you know what? I really would like block anybody on here, but you know, it is the day after Thanksgiving, man, and like, come on. I don't even really mind the trolls, but I'm guessing YouTube caught that I don't see it come up, so YouTube caught that. But let me keep going. Once it says Joe Burrow literally tore every ligament in his knee his rookie year, torn ACL, MCL, PCL, and his meniscus. He still went to the Super Bowl the next year. Penix injury is to his left knee, not the right knee. Okay. All right, y'all. So we got a couple that are saying, yes, he can be trusted. And we got a few that are saying, no, he can't be trusted. So I like it, y'all. We got varying opinions. I love that. I love when there's a difference of opinion. Those make the best conversations, make the best dialogue, make the best debates. Cool Ass Dre says, I think he knows everyone thinks his confidence will be down. I think he'll fight and prove he's not the only problem. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. That Cool Ass Dre. I would even go as far, Dre, as to say prior to the injury, I would not even consider Michael Penix a problem. I would just I just consider him your typical first year starter that was going through the highs and lows of being a young quarterback in the NFL. I never considered him problematic. There was obviously some things that he needed to work on, but I knew going into that, young quarterback, there was going to be his highs and lows. So I never really saw him as a problem at all. What's this? YouTube caught it because there's not a comment. Okay, good. I'm glad they caught it, man. Somebody in here doing some crazy trolling. It ain't even funny trolling either. But I'm glad YouTube caught it. Yeah, so y'all keep it coming, man. While we do talk about this, let me ask y'all this. Let me flip the question a little bit. Do you think Michael Penix is injury prone? So let me ask that. Do you think Michael Penix Jr. is injury prone? You could just give me a yes or a no. Yeah, I think he's injury prone because, or no, I don't think he's injury prone because of, or you could just say yes or no. So do you think he is injury prone? Now, I will be honest. I've seen a lot online, a lot of Falcons fans that are saying like, hey, man, and I saw some of y'all even put it in the chat today. Man, this guy fragile. He injury prone, bro. Like, man, this dude Glass Joe, like, he fall wrong, man. He gonna tear something in his knee or shoulder or something. But do you think that Penix is injury prone? Like, did we get a quarterback who's injury prone? So I want to know if y'all think he's injury prone. Which is not being stated. We have a defense now. We can lean on that to get him up to speed. Just like Burrow and Cincinnati. Remember, we got Bates from that Super Bowl team. I don't know why they didn't re-sign Jesse Bates. I still can't figure that out to today. Jesse Bates was still like what in his mid-20s when he came here. So I don't know why Cincinnati let him go to free agency. They lost our game. Coach says it was Burrow's first time, but Michael Penix Jr. has had 2 shoulder injuries and now 3 knee surgeries. At this point, it shows he has bad genetics. And will continue to get hurt. Let me take a sip of water on that. Now, Coach, I got to be honest, Coach. Coach, you stole my thunder, Coach. You stole my thunder when you mentioned genetics. Coach stole my thunder. But that's an excellent comment, Coach. I will say this. I know pretty much all of y'all know, because y'all very knowledgeable fans, but I don't think like more of the casual fans realize, and this is piggyback off Coach's comment, like injuries in sports, a good bit of that matrix of getting hurt or continuing to get hurt or rarely getting hurt compared to everybody else. Excuse me. A lot of that is genetics, y'all. A lot of that is just science. A lot of that stuff is genetics in regards to injuries. I saw this on the internet before I came on. I'm going to read it to you, and I'm going to try my best not to bore you. Question: do genetics play a role in sports injuries? Answer: yes. Genetics play a significant role in sports injuries. A significant role in sports injuries, influencing individuals' susceptibility, the severity of the injury, and the recovery process. The predisposition is a result of complex interactions among multiple genes and environmental factors like training, nutrition, and lifestyle. They're not saying it's only genetics, but they're saying it plays a big part. They're saying not only is it your genetics, which is your GNA, GNA, your DNA, excuse me, y'all, but it's also training, nutrition, lifestyle. How genetics influence injury risk. Genetic variations can affect the structure and function of various tissues in the body. Your ACL is what, ladies and gentlemen? It's a tissue. Yes, it's a ligament, but it's also a tissue, which in turn influences injury proneness. Tendon and ligament strength, muscle fiber composition and structure, inflammation and recovery, bone density, metabolism, all influenced by genetics. So, all those times we done propped up a guy like Matt Ryan, like, man, Matt never got hurt, and Matt played all on years, he never missed a game. A significant part of him not getting hurt was his DNA, his genetics. That played a part of it. It wasn't all luck. Yeah, luck played a part in it, some too. You know, he fell one way and don't get hurt, but if you'd have fell this way, you might would have broke your wrist. But genetics play they play a very crucial part in getting hurt and not getting hurt. Coach said it was Burrow's first time, but Michael Penix Jr. has had 2 shoulder injuries, and now, oh no, I just read that. My bad. What's his cap, Coach? Hold on, you talking to Coach? Winston's base was like 23, 24 when he got here. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't get another contract. Dwayne says Joe Burrow is injury prone, but every team would take him if he ever asked for a trade. If Penix is a top 5 quarterback, I'll take it. Dwayne, that's a great comment, Dwayne. Dwayne's like, look, let me put it all on the table. I'm not finna sit here and play it at like Joe Burrow injury prone too, because he is. But you know what? He a top 5 quarterback. So, you know, you kind of look past it because you know what you're getting with old Joe Cool. You know what Joe Cool gonna bring to you. You know what Joe Shiesty gonna bring to the table. You know, you might not get but 10 to 12, 13 games a year from him, but he a dog when he on the field. So if Penix is a dog like Joe Shiesty, hell, I take Penix. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I take it. Let's see here. We got Slide G in the building. What's up, Slide? He says, as much as I like Penix and wanted to see him succeed, I think if Cousins turns the season around to keep him and draft the quarterback later on. Sly said, man, I ain't finna sit here and bullshit with you. My bad, Sly. Let me start over. I think if Cousins turns the season around to keep him and draft the quarterback later on, may not even need to be next year since we don't have a first rounder. So Sly, like, hey man, Happy holidays. I hope you ate good. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I like the kid Penix. I wanted him to succeed, but look, Kurt come out here. He show us he still got it, and he can pull together some wins. Hey, we already got him on the contract. Keep him on the contract, and let's try to draft a quarterback next in the 2027 draft, maybe, because we ain't got a first round in 2026. Slide, I ain't mad at that at all, bro. I'm not mad. Not mad at all. Dwayne Peace is injury prone and all. Brian, what's up, Brian? Says, I see you change your name. Yeah, I can't stand this new system they use to these names, bro. Do I feel he's injury prone? Yes. The real question is, did the coaching staff and front office take this into account? That's a good question. Or did they just brush it off aside because of the arm talent? So Brian said, look, did them motherfuckers know that this dude was injury prone and they just brushed to the side because he could throw the ball 60 yards with a flick of his wrist, and he don't even have to take a step forward. He could just flip it, and that ball gonna travel 60 miles, a perfect spiral, and they just felt like, well, look, hey man, let's look past all the injury, dog. Did you see how he just threw that ball? That's a good question, Brian. Hey, you know what? That could be the case, man. Unfortunately for us, that really could be exactly what happened. Unfortunately for us. B_Lane says Burrow Penix. Yeah, hey, you ain't gonna get me to argue with you on that, bro. Maybe I feel different in about 2 or 3 years, but you're not finna get me to argue with you on that. Let's say, since we talking about injury prone and genetics, and we having a real good conversation about that, let's revisit Michael Penix injuries throughout his college and NFL career. 2018, tore the ACL in his right knee, ending his freshman season at Indiana. 2019, during next year, suffered a sternoclavicular, I hope I said it right, joint sprain and clavicle fracture in his right shoulder, causing him to miss the rest of the season. So back-to-back season-ending injuries to start off his college career. 2020, toward the ACL in his right knee for a second time in November, ending his season. So 18, 19, 23 consecutive years of season-ending injuries. Excuse me. Man, I know that was tough for him to deal with. 2021, suffered an AC joint sprain in his left shoulder in October, which ended his season after only 5 games. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 4 consecutive seasons. And now 2025, he's in the NFL, of course, with the Atlanta Falcons. Suffered a bone bruise in his left knee in week 7, which was followed by a partially torn left ACL in week 11, requiring season-ending surgery. All right, so I read off some of the opinions of everybody in the comments. I'm going to give y'all my opinion. Do I think Michael Penix is injury prone? Yes, I do. I agree with the majority of y'all. I do agree he's injury prone. Just reading this off, all these season-ending injuries. It's hard for me to look at this and not say that say that he is not injury prone. This, to me, this is definitely someone that is most certainly injury prone. So I'm going to agree with y'all. I'm going to agree with the majority of you on that. I also do think he is, without a doubt, injury prone. Noah says, could the Penix scenario turn out like the Brett Favre Falcons situation? Some Penix believers are saying that. I guess it depends on how you look at the Favre situation because I don't know. I don't foresee the Falcons like trading Penix anytime in the near future. Whereas with Brett Favre, he was already traded by this. He was already traded by this time in his NFL career. Head coach didn't really want Favre, and Favre came from the country in Mississippi and got to he came to Atlanta like when Atlanta was really starting its like golden era of partying hard, So he got caught up in the party city when they was really like starting to make their name as one of the top party cities in the world, possibly. I don't know, man. It's hard to make a parallel there. Because Favre didn't leave because of injury concerns. Favre left because of other concerns, and the head coach didn't really like him. And I think everybody in the building likes Penix, and I don't foresee him being traded away anytime soon. But it's hard to say for certain right now until it all play out. Winston says front office had to have taken injuries into account before drafting him, saying that we passed on a 2-time MVP, saying that his play style would have led to injuries and it wasn't sustainable. Now, this is a great comment, very interesting comment, because I know Arthur Blank did. He mentioned that as some of the reasons they were deterred away from pursuing Lamar Jackson, because of his playing style has a higher risk of injuries, probably namely leg injuries, but based on his playing style. And then you turn right around and you draft a guy who has been injured way more than Lamar Jackson and has not even played the NFL snap yet. So you talk about a contradiction. That's a major contradiction. Strap Dusters Penix is injury prone, but we need someone who doesn't have such an extensive injury list. Let's let Penix walk, draft a quarterback, and keep Cousins. Ooh, that's what you call concise and straight to the point. Strapped up. That's what that was. Concise, straight to the point. And you make a great damn point, man. Extensive injury list. That's the thing. Somebody can tear their ACL and the team be like, oh yeah, it's football. You're gonna tear your ACL. But when you look at his medicals and you got all these season-ending injuries, man, it's this what really makes this Penix situation really stick out to me, Strapped Up. I mean, because we ain't fools. We all do the injury history. So, similar to what Winston was saying, obviously the Falcons do it. Everybody do it. But I think it's safe to say that a lot of us fans was just like, look, we ain't gonna talk about it that much because we don't want to talk it up. So we didn't really talk about it that much. But the point I'm trying to make is I think it would be different to a lot of people if he got hurt like year 3 as a starter, year 4 as a starter, year 5 as a starter. But when you get hurt your first year as a starter, midway through the season, I gotta be honest, y'all. I think a lot of the fan base lost their confidence in him because he got hurt literally his first year as the starter. He didn't even complete an entire season. So now a lot of the fans who had really put his injury history to the back of their mind is like, oh, damn, here we go. This dude can't even make a whole year without getting hurt. And on top of that, he had already missed a game before he went out, before he got hurt for the season. So it's like, oh, here we go at Penix. And then you look at him play, and then you can't help but to notice that for a guy as athletic as he is, because I think he ran a 4.5 in his 40 in his on the 40 in the combine or his pro day. So a guy that's obviously as athletic as he is, I think you'd be lying to yourself if you can't even admit that, yeah, he does play a little timid. He plays like those injuries are still in the back of his mind. So when he does get hurt, everything comes back to the forefront. It's like sometimes, you know how you can bury trauma, something might have happened to you in your past, and you bury that trauma and it stays buried until something else traumatic happens to bring that trauma back to the forefront. And I think that's kind of what the fan base went through with the Michael Penix injuries. And now the feedback during the aftermath of the injury. Coach says at the end of the day, we all knew he was injury prone. Yep, just said that, Coach. But the question is, do we want to have a quarterback who will miss seasons after season? And to me, the answer is a resounding no. Coach like, hell no. Coach said, nah, big dog, I am good on all of that, man. Dwayne says, man, if we can get a Kyle Shanahan or a coach like that with Michael Penix Jr. arm talent, we will be cooking with all. Hey, hottest fish grease, bro. Hottest fish grease. We just got to keep Penix standing up right. You got to keep him healthy, man. That's the only thing. You just got to stay healthy. My dog T Terry in the building. What's up, T Terry? Happy Thanksgiving to you also. STG 43. What's happening, STG? I like the guy, but you can't trust it. STG said, man, I'm not even finna sit here and play with y'all today, bro. I got stuff to do it Friday. Hey, I like dude, but I can't trust him. I'm just gonna keep it real. I want to keep it straight up real with y'all. Tyree said they said Brett was in that freak document. Why you crazy as hell for that? Noah says, I remember Deshaun Watson had 2 ACL injuries, although prime Deshaun Watson was cold and Blank still wanted him. Prime Deshaun was a fool with the football, bro. A fool. And I mean, not saying that bad about Penix, but if Penix came out looking like prime Deshaun Watson, I think the comment section would be a little different too. I think more people would be more prone to say, you know what, man, let's try to wait this shit out, dog. Because when he was here, that boy, whoa. Prime Deshaun, boy, before Deshaun went to Cleveland and got that money, boy, Deshaun was a top 5 quarterback at one point. Deshaun was a fool with it. And he was a fool with it at Clemson, too. Dwayne says, I don't think Terry wants to keep Cousins' contract on the books. I feel like he's gone regardless. I agree. We really can't keep Kirk's contract on the book. We can't take a $57 million dead cap hit with Kirk Cousins. We can't do it. We can't do it. Speaking of that, let's actually listen to what your head coach has to say about that also. So let's take a listen to what Raheem Morris had to say about that.
Do you feel like you have to change what might have been your offseason quarterback plan, given the uncertainty around Mike, and that you don't know when he'll be back, and you've got to sort of guard against the future?
So you do, 100%, Josh. To answer that in the shortest possible way is yes, right? You definitely got to go out and make some different plans when you talk about the offseason, but when we talk.
And Raheem wasn't even political with it either. He like, look, we got to go out this offseason. We got to do something different, dog. Like this, we didn't plan on this, bro. And with him having a season-ending injury, like our offseason plans have changed. You know, we had planned on going to get another lineman or two, going to try to get us a nose tackle, get some linebacker depth, get a cornerback too. Those were the plans. But now since the quarterback hurt, like, bro, that shit, we gotta change what we wanted to do now. That's what he's saying.
Talk about that and address that when we get there. You know, right now we got to prepare for the New Orleans Saints, and that's what we'll do. But that's always got to be something that's on your mind regardless, and definitely puts it on your mind a little bit more with this happening.
Losing a quarterback is always.
I'm sorry. I'll come back, Josh.
Losing a quarterback is always a very emotional thing for your team. I mean, what do you make of the mentality of your team right now?
I would say the mentality of the team is going to be based on the leadership of the team. And obviously, the other day I was hurt for the kid. You know, really was. And it hurt me and it hurt him. And I was able to be around him and support him as much as I possibly could. He's got a great support group, whether it be his father, whether it be his future wife, all the people that he has at his home. And I wanted to be there for him at that moment. So it was less about the selfishness of myself. It was more about him. And then as you quickly adjust, you adjust to your football team and you address the.
Coach Raheem Morris makes a great point. I mean, you obviously feel bad about Michael Penix because of his journey dealing with all these injuries, you know, during college and now during the NFL. So, you know, you feel sorry for the kid because he comes off as just a genuinely great kid. You know, I'm not trying to act like I know him personally or I know people that know him. I'm just going based off what I've seen the small amount of time he's been in Atlanta. You know, so that's all I'm going off. Even down to the point of him crying in the now famous press conference. You know, that's just like, that's, you know, you want to root for people like that. You know, you want to see them overcome adversity and triumph. You know, so he seems like a real good kid. So you do feel sorry that, nah, man, like he got to go through another injury, got to go through another rehab. You know, it's just not a good situation. So, you know, you definitely feel sorry for him, man. And hopefully he bounce back and, you know, get back to where he needs to be. Coach, it's not true, Tyler. Coach talked about it. Yeah, I know you talked about it. I know you definitely talked about it, man. And I know that was one of your big concerns, Coach. You know, he did have such a, you know, extensive injury history, man. And here we are again. B Lane says $180 million to an old quarterback fresh off a torn Achilles, and then draft the injury-prone quarterback. Fire the guy making the decisions. B Lane, I gotta be honest, B Lane. To me, if we don't end up with a winning season, I think that's what's gonna lose Terry Fontenot's his job. To be totally honest with you, bro, I think that's what's gonna lose Terry Fontenot his job. What you just read off, B Lane, I think is what's gonna get Terry fired, unless we somehow turn this season around and we can get at least a winning season. I think that's what's going to lose Terry Fontenot his job. $180 million to an old quarterback fresh off a torn Achilles, and that old quarterback, he gets hurt during the midway point of his first season in Atlanta. Then we double down and we draft a injury-prone quarterback, and he gets hurt midway through his first season as a starter. I think that's really what's gonna get Terry Fontenot fired. I think Black gonna be like, enough, just enough. Like two minute swings at the quarterback position and misses. You gotta go. You got to go. You gotta go. Only person I could think of to call out is Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris, bro. You know, they gotta lay down on the sword on that, bro. Terry and Raheem. Strapped Up says, yes, I agree. We need to redo the right thing. We need to do the right thing and tell Penix what direction we're going in. Penix is not the longer or short term answer. It's like you are buying a car with multiple accidents. Man, it's like you done saw this car, you go to the Carfax. You go to the Carfax. So, a lot of these things you can look at the Carfax for free now. Last time I bought a car, my car finance company, when you do your pre-qualification thing, they'll let you do the Carfax for free, which I'm sure most of them do now. But like I was looking at some cars, like, boy, I look at that Carfax, like, oh no, no sir, involved in 3 accidents already. Oh no sir, no sir, no sir, I'm good. So you're right, Strapped Up. It's like, man, you look at that Carfax, man. If that Carfax got, depending on who you are, more than 1 accident. With some people, they wouldn't even buy a car that's been in 1 accident, and they don't care if it's minor damage. There are some folks, they're not going to buy a car if it's been in a reported accident. They're not going to buy it. They don't care how good the deal is. They're not going to buy it. Now, there are some people like, man, I buy it with 1 accident, but anything more than 1, I ain't messing with it. You know what I mean? So great. Hey, you make an excellent point. You make an excellent point on that. What's next on the list? I'm going to also read off something else here. This going back to genetics. This is what Coach was talking about. This comes from the National Federation of Professional Trainers, which is NFPT, but it's a National Federation of Professional Trainers. It says genetics may affect injury resistance, susceptibility, and recovery. Following closely on the heels of research performed on exercise-induced muscle damage, scientists have identified several genes that may affect an athlete's susceptibility to injuries. These genes can influence various psychological traits known to play crucial roles in injury resistance. Ligament strength. Genes such as COL1A1 and COL5A1 code for collagen production essential for ligament strength. Variants of these genes have aligned with an increased risk of anterior cruciate ligament injuries. That's your ACL. Something that Penix has a very long list of ACLs. Again, y'all, this is from the National Federation of Professional Trainers. Nothing that I'm making up. Bone density. Genes like ESR1 and VGR can affect bone mineral density, a critical factor in preventing fractures and stress injuries. Athletes with certain genetic variants may live with a higher risk of bone-related injuries. So, a lot of this boils right down to your genetic makeup. Interesting. Once it says A-tight, both the Penix injuries this season came from wet spot on the O-line. Better protection, better product. It's not like Penix was having a bad season by any stretch of the mind. No, I definitely don't think that he was having a bad season. I just thought he was having a typical, like I said before, like a typical up and down season, for a first year quarterback. I don't think it was bad at all. I won't sit here and say that he was playing great, but I think he was right on pace for somebody starting their first 10, 11 games, somewhere around there. So I think he was right on track. Bronson, sounds like we got Penix back to back. Like I said, man, I think that's why Terry gonna end up losing his job. Once it says London, breaking news, Drake London ruled out for Sunday. And Drake is dealing with what, a PCL, I think. I don't know what to say about this team, man. This is like the most injured I can recall the Falcons been since the 2013 season. I think that's the season that Julio went out with a fractured foot. Then I think Roddy ended up hurting his ankle. 13 or 14. I think it was 13 though. We got all them injuries. Yeah, well, I think it was 13. But yeah, this is like the most injured that I can recall Atlanta being since that point in time. But my opinion, man, before I get out of here, like I said, I didn't plan on staying on here long, but my opinion on the whole thing, I like Penix. You know, defending him a lot this year. I still like him. I'm not trying to make it sound like, you know, I'm breaking up with him as in regards to being a quarterback, but I think it would be, for lack of better words, I think it would be real foolish and real stupid on the front office's part not to go ahead and put a plan B in place or a succession plan. And it's bad because Penix is supposed to be the succession plan to Kirk Cousins, but I think you have to put a succession plan in for Michael Penix because with this injury, don't nobody really truly know how long he'll be hurt or he'll be out before he's able to resume normal football activities. The general rule of thumb in regards to estimation is 9 to 12 months. It could be 8.5 months or it could be 12.5 months. You know, you really don't know. It could be 7 months. It could be 14 months. You know, we really don't know. But I'll say this: for a starting quarterback who's what I think on his third ACL injury, I think it's safe to assume he's going to be closer to 12 months than he will be to 9 months. I think they're going to slow roll him. They're not going to rush him to do anything because he has had the injury so much. They're going to be very, very cautious during his rehabbing, and when it's time for him to stand up and start putting pressure on that leg and start jogging on that leg and start cutting on that leg, you know, they're going to just totally slow roll him. You know, take it as slow as possible. You know, I was going to say he's a rookie, but he's still on his rookie contract. So they don't want to do anything to re-aggravate that injury. So I think they're going to take their slow time with this, especially with him being a quarterback, especially with him already going through this before. So again, I think Penix is going to be closer to that 12-month time. My prediction, he will start off the regular season on injured reserve. That is my prediction, that he will start the regular season off on injured reserve. I don't think he'll be playing this. This is just my opinion. I'm guessing here, but I don't think he's going to play again until at least week 6, week 7, somewhere along that line. I think he's going to probably miss about half of the regular season. He will not play another snap in preseason once again. So don't expect to see him in preseason at all. I think we're really truly looking at about a year's time before Michael Penix is up playing regular football again. I think it'll be right at about a year. I think they will purposely slow roll him. And that's why you have Raheem saying, hey, we got to do something else in the offseason. So you will see the Falcons bring a bridge free agent in here, somebody that they think can, win some games. They're going to try to get as good as they can in terms of the free agency. Expect them to try to get somebody a tier higher than Taylor Heineke, who we brought in here a few years ago. But I think it's going to be a process, man. And the real unfortunate thing about this, y'all, is we're going to essentially lose almost all Michael Penix's rookie contract. We are not really going to. This is the unfortunate thing about it, and this adds on to why I think Terry Fontenot will be fired unless we get a win this season. Terry will be fired because there's going to be. Not only are we not going to be able to take advantage of his rookie contract financially, but now we're continuing to add money we're continuing to throw money into the quarterback position. You gave Kirk Cousins $100 million guaranteed, $180 million total. Of course, he won't see the full contract, but you still gave him $100 million guaranteed over 2 years. You turn around and pay and draft Michael Penix, 8th overall. So now he has a $23 million guaranteed rookie contract. There's more money at the quarterback position. Now, once you cut Kirk, and still going to have to worry about the dead money ramifications. Now you're going to have to try to go back to free agency or maybe finagle a trade. Either way, you're going to have to now pour more money into the quarterback position again. So now you're going to have, this is what the Falcons salary cap or salary situation will look like next year in the quarterback position. You're going to be paying Kirk a significant amount of dead money next year. You're going to have Michael Penix on a fully guaranteed rookie contract next year. Then you're going to end up signing somebody like a Justin Fields or a Zach Wilson or a Tyrod Taylor, and you're going to pay them about $5, $6, $7, $8 million per year to come in here and play. And you're going to sign them to probably a 2-year contract to try to knock the cap hit down for the first year, with the anticipation that you're only going to need them for 1 year. So this quarterback position under Terry Fontenot these last 2 years, and next year will be the 3rd year, has been nothing but a money pit and nothing but injured quarterbacks. Terry Fontenot will be fired. Unless we have a winning season, Terry Fontenot, he will be relieved of his duties. I can almost guarantee you that. So, by now y'all probably can guess. I don't think Penix can be trusted in terms of durability and reliability. I don't think he can be trusted, and I don't think he should be trusted. And that's not. I know it sounds like it, but that's not a knock on Penix. That's just being a smart front office. If you reach down to pet the dog and he bites you, next time, hey man, I'm not gonna just reach down and try to pet no dog. I done bit one time already, bro. I don't care if you say your dog don't bite. I done got bit before, so I know better. So I just think a wise organization, they would also. They won't say it publicly, but they should also have the attitude or the mentality that we can't trust Mike to be durable. We have to put other plans in places. We have to bring somebody else in here. We're not going to be able to rely on Mike. But I'm gonna end this live early because I want to catch the Georgia game. Georgia takes the boy. Said UGA just got robbed. That was in the ground. Yeah, so let me go ahead and get out here so I can watch the Georgia game. I may come back tonight and continue this conversation. May come back later on the night once the football games go off and continue this conversation, because I think there are a lot of different opinions that need to be heard and talked about. So we may finish this up tonight, y'all, but I'm going to go ahead and check out of here. But I do thank everybody who came on. Appreciate it. And I'll try to come on tonight and we'll try to finish this conversation at that point in time. Gone.